Germany Briefing, August 15, 2026. Part 1, National and International Top Stories. GB01 Intelligence Service Reform. Expanded powers for Germany's intelligence agencies. The federal cabinet has initiated a major reform of Germany's intelligence services. The Federal Intelligence Service and the Federal Office for the Protection of the Constitution would receive new powers to respond actively to cyberattacks, espionage, sabotage, and hybrid threats. The government argues that Germany needs more capable intelligence agencies and should depend less on information from foreign partners. Opposition parties and civil rights organizations, however, warn of excessive interference with fundamental rights and insufficient oversight. The draft legislation must still pass through Parliament, where further amendments remain possible. GB02, drought and record low water levels burden the German economy. Persistent drought has caused exceptionally low water levels in the Rhine and other German rivers. Cargo vessels can carry only part of their usual loads, forcing companies to shift more freight to trucks and trains. This increases transport costs and particularly affects the chemical, steel, and energy industries. Fuel deliveries and agricultural production are also under pressure. Experts warn that recurring periods of low water could become a structural risk for Germany's economy. More resilient supply chains, adapted vessels, additional storage capacity, and improved transport infrastructure will therefore be necessary. GB03 Federal government focuses on economic growth and good working conditions. The federal government wants Germany to remain a strong industrial nation and a competitive location for small and medium-sized businesses. It also aims to make the country a leading center for artificial intelligence, innovation, and new business startups. Planned measures include business relief, investment in digitalization, infrastructure and energy supplies, and targeted innovation funding. At the same time, the government emphasizes fair wages, social security, employee participation, and good working conditions. Many measures still require detailed legislation and parliamentary approval. GB4 to 65 years since the construction of the Berlin Wall. Berlin has commemorated the 65th anniversary of the construction of the Berlin Wall. On August 13, 1961, East Germany began closing the border between East and West Berlin. Streets and railway connections were cut, separating families and communities for decades. Many people were arrested or killed while attempting to escape. The anniversary honors the victims and reminds the public that freedom, democracy, and open borders cannot be taken for granted. The Berlin Wall fell on November 9, 1989, followed by German reunification on October 3, 1990. GB05 U.S. economy under pressure, consequences for Europe. The U.S. economy is facing problems in the labor market, persistent inflation, and rapidly growing government debt. Higher yields on long-term government bonds could make borrowing more expensive and limit the Federal Reserve's options. These developments also affect Germany and Europe. A weaker U.S. economy could reduce demand for European products, while higher American interest rates may attract capital away from Europe and increase financing costs. For Germany, future U.S. interest rate decisions and the development of American demand will remain especially important. Part 2, Life, Law, and Social Affairs in Germany. GB06 Pensions are not paid automatically. Submit your application in good time. Reaching the statutory retirement age does not automatically result in the payment of a German state pension. The pension must be formally applied for through the German pension insurance. The application should be submitted approximately 3 months before the intended start of retirement. This allows enough time to provide missing documents and clarify gaps in the applicant's insurance record. Before applying, individuals should review their insurance history. Employment, vocational training, child-raising periods, and, where applicable, periods of care work or unemployment should be recorded correctly. Missing entries can affect the future pension and should be corrected by submitting suitable evidence. A late application can result in financial disadvantages. If a statutory deadline is missed, pension payments may begin only from the month in which the application was submitted. People who have worked in other countries should check early which additional documents are required. Applications can be submitted through advisory offices or the online services of the German pension insurance. GB07 additional pension contributions for certain periods of school education. Under certain conditions, insured individuals can make voluntary pension contributions for periods of school education or training that have not previously been recognized. This option is generally available only until the age of 45. It may apply to school education completed between the ages of 16 and 17 and to periods exceeding the maximum creditable duration of 8 years. The relevant periods must not already be covered by compulsory contributions or recognized as pension-related credited periods. Additional contributions may help an individual meet a minimum insurance period or increase their future pension entitlement. Insured persons can determine the amount within the applicable limits. The current range mentioned by the German pension insurance is between €112.16 and €1,571.70 per month. Whether such a payment is financially worthwhile depends on the individual's age, insurance record, and future plans. Anyone considering additional contributions should therefore request an individual calculation and consultation before making a decision. GB08 German pension insurance warns against fraud. The German pension insurance is warning insured individuals and pension recipients about an increasing number of attempted fraud cases. Criminals may make contact by telephone, email, forged letters, or personal visits. They frequently pretend to be employees of the pension insurance or another public authority. Their objective is to obtain personal information, bank details, passwords, or direct payments. Artificial intelligence can make fake messages, voices, and documents appear particularly convincing. Recipients should never disclose confidential information or allow themselves to be placed under time pressure. Suspicious links and file attachments should not be opened. In case of uncertainty, the conversation should be ended and the German pension insurance contacted through an independently verified official number. Requests for immediate transfers, gift cards, passwords, or access codes are clear warning signs. Anyone who has already disclosed information or transferred money should contact their bank and the police immediately. Compromised passwords should also be changed without delay. GB09. When can a permanent residence permit expire during a stay abroad? Although a German permanent residence permit has no fixed expiry date, it can become invalid during an extended stay outside Germany. Two situations are particularly important. A residence permit may expire if a person leaves Germany for a reason that is not temporary. It may also expire if the person does not return within 6 months, or within a longer period previously approved by the immigration authority. Briefly returning to Germany before 6 months have passed may not always be sufficient. The person's actual center of life and the purpose of the stay abroad can also be decisive. Certain groups may benefit from exemptions or more favorable rules, for example, after many years of lawful residence or in specific family situations. Anyone planning to work or study abroad for an extended period or care for a relative outside Germany should contact the immigration authority before leaving. A written confirmation or an extended deadline for re-entry should be requested in advance. GB10 Family Group Conferences support families in difficult situations. An evaluation conducted in Berlin has confirmed the effectiveness of the family group conference model. Under this approach, a family works with relatives, friends, and other trusted individuals to develop a practical plan for resolving a difficult situation. Qualified coordinators support the process, while the Youth Welfare Office remains responsible for protecting the children and ensuring that their needs are respected. Between February 2022 and March 2026, the program was offered to 567 families in Marzen-Hellersdorf. The evaluation examined 95 cases. According to the Berlin Senate Department, the removal of children from their families was prevented in 31 cases. Additional professional support was agreed in 42% of the cases. Demand has risen significantly. More than 200 inquiries had been received by the end of July 2026, and around 400 family group conferences are expected during the year. The model is now available in 10 Berlin districts and receives at least €3.6 million in annual funding. Legal, residence, and pension information is provided for general guidance only and does not replace individual professional advice.